Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do gold and silver technical analysis, do our daily technicals. And weird day today. We got the miners looking absolutely fantastic with reversal to go up. And then we've got large down days on the physical metals themselves, the contract price. If I were to guess, someone probably smashed it lower and then they bought all the mining companies and tried to steal shares because the market conditions are absolutely ripe for gold and silver to go higher. Sometimes it lags, and it does lag. The leading indicators of, we'll call it real estate expansion phase, and the housing starts going on up, and a lot of the other measurements in terms of oil and the inflation getting and working its way through. So I do think gold and silver are probably going to go higher. I'm guessing sometime soon. Again, I can't pinpoint the timing, but the mining companies, they all look like they're putting in bottoms and they want to go higher. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like in these charts here. So again, this is just my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. And here we go, diving into the charts for gold and silver. So we've got gold. Gold was moving on sideways, and then it just dropped out a little after 8 a.m. quite harshly, even though the dollar went down today as well. It's very rare to see, well, the dollar went up initially, and then it dropped down, and then gold just went down. Finally came back more towards the end of the day. But yeah, gold got hit today, and the dollar was down. We're at 93.88. Looking at this chart here, let me throw in some trend lines here, get you guys some bearing here. So I kind of look at it like this, and remember, there's a lot of inflation out there in all of these currencies. But this is what I see here. We are in this kind of pattern coming up. We broke out, we came back, we were about to break to the downside, and we're bouncing all over the place. It's at 93.88. We're back in the tip of this pattern here. Are we going to break upward or downward? I keep thinking downward just because whenever we go to an expansionary phase, I've always seen the dollar get weaker. We do have inflation, but there's inflation all throughout the world. Difficult to know if the dollar is going to be the weakest of the bunch or the strongest of the bunch, because that's all this is indicating. This index could go up while the dollar is going down, if that makes sense. The value of the dollar, but the index goes up because it's against other fiat currencies going down at faster paces. Now here's the 10-year. This guy's going up. We've got a bullish engulfing on the yield, which means that yields tried to sell off today, but then they were forcefully bid higher. Or conversely, people were selling their bonds. So to me, it looks like we're going to go higher in yields with that bullish engulfing pattern that we exhibit today. Now, looking at gold. Gold, we had this large sell-off today, down to 1763.90. You would think that the mining companies would have gotten absolutely slaughtered, but we didn't see that, and I'll show you what the mining companies look like. And it's confusing. It's a little confusing because why would the mining companies all be putting in bottoming patterns and this thing throwing in a sell pattern, or I should say, got sold off today? Not a sell pattern, but. And perhaps we've got a little bit more to go. Maybe we're just putting in a little bit more. But I think we're going to eventually break to the upside. And I'll show you what the mining companies are seeing. Silver, we broke this downtrend line here. We're not playing with it yet. So everything's still intact for silver to move higher. And same with platinum. Yes, we had a down day today, but everything's still intact. The downtrend line's broken. It's intact to move higher. And then we've got copper. Let me throw in the line here for copper. Good old copper. And I'm going to do a couple copper companies too. Why not? And this guy's looking good too. We're still above it. Nothing's broken yet. So it's just a retest. And we got bid up a little bit. Let's get the buyers to step in here and push it higher. I think that's going to happen. We'll look at the other companies, the individual companies, and I can show you what I'm seeing. Now, GDX, we've got a big old fat bullish engulfing here. And this is exactly what you want to see on a reversal. So, again, just to go over what a reversal pattern looks like. We have our downtrend line. We broke it. Step one's breaking it. Step two is to create a higher low, which we are doing right now. And then we have to break this higher high right in here, which in a bullish engulfing format is a reversal pattern. So we came down, we have a reversal pattern. We're probably going to go back up. And this is a big reversal pattern. It's not a small little bullish engulfing. It's a big old fat one. It's massive. So it's signaling that we could potentially move on up. Let's see what brings us. I mean, this is a turning point. We have a broken downtrend. We came back. It's putting in a reversal candlestick of this small short downturn or downtrend to move on up. So let's see if it follows through. And we're seeing these patterns on everything. We have the broken downtrend line. And I'm not going to put it in here. We have a bullish hammer pattern, which means we're going to probably go on up. And if you guys are wondering, I'm throwing these things around. And if you're new to the channel, that's okay. But let me show you what I'm talking about. We had a down day here, and then we had a huge bullish engulfing pattern. And then a hammer pattern is this. So I'll show you what this is. We're going to do green here, and then red there. So what happens is this here is a bullish engulfing pattern, which means that the candlestick engulfs everything before it. If it falls within this shadow of a candle, it's engulfing it. So this candlestick's being engulfed by this. And what happens is you come downward, you hit this pattern here, and then it reverses and goes upward. Another reversal pattern is this. This is called a hammer. What happens is you open here, you travel throughout the day downward, and then people buy it back up, and it comes all the way back up to the top and closes at the top here. This route is basically momentum. The momentum was coming down, but it shifted and then went all the way back up. So the momentum is to the upside. This is a reversal candlestick. This is a reversal candlestick. These are two reversal candlesticks. And you can also have ones where you have a down day and then you get a big old like up day, which goes about 50%. This is called a bullish piercing. And I put a hammer pattern. So sometimes you can combine a hammer pattern and a bullish piercing or bullish engulfing if you put a little wick at the bottom like that. That's a bullish hammer pattern. Engulfing too. These are all reversal candlestick patterns. So you want to look for that. And what we see on the lower right here is a bullish candlestick hammer pattern, bullish piercing for Siljade. This signifies it will probably move to the upside soon. We broke the downtrend, we have a higher low, and then we're going to go after this higher high at about $14, a little bit under 14. And we're seeing it, Endeavor Silver has it, big bullish engulfing pattern with a little wick at the bottom, almost a bullish hammer engulfing. I think we're going to go higher here right now. And Franco-Nevada has it. So we're seeing it across the entire sector. This is a big bullish engulfing to move on higher. We're seeing a hammer pattern in SAND. We also have the characteristics of an upward movement. We've got big buying pressure, small selling pressure, and then a hammer pattern saying that the selling pressure is done and probably going to reverse to go higher. We've got Teuton Resources. That looks like it's trying to put in a bottom here. We've got Newmont. Looks like it's got good resistance. It sold off a little bit and then was bought up throughout the day, putting in a big candlestick body buying pressure pattern. And then Aftermath Silver looks like we're putting in a little hammer pattern here. This looks like a bottom. We broke the downtrend line coming through. I'll throw that in there here. We broke the downtrend line. There it is. We came up with big buying pressure, small selling pressure. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure. That has the characteristics of a move that is bottoming and ready to go on up. I would be a buyer down here in all these companies, in all of them. Nova Royalties putting in a bullish engulfing pattern here to move on higher. We broke the downtrend line. It came on up, came on back. It's ready to go. Glencore's looking good in its uptrend. This is more of a copper type companies. And then COPX, it's got a hammer pattern. And this is exactly what I look for. Is we break the downtrend line, we come up, we come back, we do a back test, we put a hammer pattern down at the bottom here. We're basically, there's buyers down here, and I think we're going to reverse and move on up. So what's important here are these reversal candlestick patterns, guys. I'm basing my analysis on basically the foundation of two things. Those two things are the buying pressure up days. They're big like this, and then when we reverse, the downward movement is small. And if I were to fill these in, and then these are like green ones here. What I am saying is that the buying pressure is this entire move there, and then the selling pressure only pulls it back like that. This difference is what's left in buying pressure. And again, there's no books that teach this. I came up with it myself. It's more of momentum and buying pressure and the way that I see candlesticks, and I've seen hundreds of thousands of charts. And this move is analogous to an uptrend. It's going to go higher, far higher. And we're seeing it in all of these patterns here, guys. They're all over the place in gold and silver. So with my technical analysis background, I should say, just by reading so many charts and seeing these patterns over and over and over, and then I'm the one that put the buying pressure and selling pressure and all that stuff to it. And the bullish candlesticks and all that, you can see those in any books. That's just regular technical analysis. But when seeing this, to me, the mining companies are going to go up. Period. It's not even like a question. We've got broken downtrends. We have higher lows that are being put in. We have it across the entire sector. We're seeing it across royalty companies, mining companies, copper companies. We're seeing it across a whole bunch of different sectors. Everything looks really good. So I don't know what's going on with the continuous contract prices here. To me, it looks like something's going like they're doing a little bit of this on the sell side with that paper contract. I don't think it's real. I think they're in there buying the mining companies and trying to scare people out of their shares. But guess what? You didn't get my shares, and I probably took some shares from some other people because I was in there doing a little bit of buying, just a little bit. Whatever left money I had left, I was scraping up shares in the gold and silver sectors. AAGFF, just a little bit. And I'm not afraid, guys. This is my swing for the fences portfolio. MMNGF was another one I bought a little bit in. So I think the entire sector, at least from the mining companies, looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It looks like we're putting in a bottom on that higher low, and then we just have to break to make another higher, and then we're in a new uptrend. The gold and silver and platinum prices, looks like somebody just rated them, and they were buying the mining shares to position. It looks like positioning to me by the big banks. Sell the contracts, get everybody scared, and then buy all the mining companies. Try to scare people out of their shares. If you guys like this analysis, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.